Good morning, everybody. If you're on, go ahead and say hello. I am in my dining room just because I needed my live to be not interrupted by internet issues. So if you're on, say hello, but otherwise I will just get rolling. Today I'm talking about the amazing advisor join offer right now, and then I just wanted to share with you guys my story and just how I got to be here. So I'm really nervous. I don't know why. I've been doing lives for like a year now, for over a year. And a year ago, you would have asked me to do a live. I would have been like, no. But here I am. So just bear with me, and I want to share some cool things with you. So, all right. So if you don't know me, my name is Ashley Rulig. I've been an advisor, creative memories advisor, for about 13 years, I believe. And I started scrapbooking in like high school. And I was brought into a group of fabulous ladies who are my besties still today, and they taught me about scrapbooking. I was a kid that was always like taking all the pictures and like shamelessly just out there with my film camera and you remember those like cameras you buy in the store that you take and get processed, you got your prints back? I had a lot of those. And you had to print your pictures back then, of course. So then I had all these pictures, and I was like, I want to do more of these. I don't want these just sitting in a box or in an envelope. And so I started scrapbooking using magazine cutouts, using construction paper. You're all just like wincing right now. Using glue sticks, like the not acid-free kind. It was definitely acidic and it's falling apart. And Scotch tape, Crayola markers, whatever I had access to, I used. So this is one of my first books. I did a book for my Jamaica trip. And it's hanging on, but it's slowly falling apart, you guys. Like, it's pretty bad. I hang on to it because it's just special, and I don't know. It's just a reminder of how far I've come. Like, this is one of the pages I did. Hanging on, like there's the pictures, and then like there's stuff falling out of it, and the magazine cutout is literally the background of this page right here. So it's really cute and it's really creative. But this is all gonna fall apart in, a few years. It's slowly like wrinkling. There's like those stickers that are like, they're like the epoxy, but they weren't true epoxy. They were like the cheap dollar store stickers. They're like curling up and falling out. So this is where I started, you guys. And I just always had this desire to do something with my photos, and take more photos and capture memories, because I think a lot of that comes from my background as a medical kid. I have chronic illnesses, and so every moment of life was precious to me. It still is, so I would take pictures because I like to see relationships. I like to see everything and remember everything. And I was a big journaler. And so, like, scrapbooking was one of those things. I'm like, that's a thing. Like, I can actually journal in my photos, and yeah, you can. It's amazing. And so, those sweet ladies that still crop with me to this day, bless them all, were like, oh, honey, no, you can't use that stuff. Your books are gonna fall apart, and they are. Like, this is a testament right here. And, over time, they were like, oh, here's the adhesive you use. Here is the right paper to use. And I discovered creative memories and in that process. And I was just like enthralled by the cool tools, rhymed, that they had. Very innovative. Like, they had border punches in a border maker system. And this thing you could use, a multi-purpose tool, by the way, that you could use to scrape things off when you made a mistake, and I just loved every piece of it. And I slowly over time collected these things and decided, in my poor college years, early married years, that, I'm going to become an advisor. I might as well make money back on what I'm already buying, So at the time it was like 10 to 25% I was making, which was awesome. It kind of paid for my hobby. And I, really reaped the rewards of an advisor by not even having a business. Like, I literally was like, oh, I get to see what's coming out, next week. That's weird. I feel like I should share it with people. Or there's this whole section on the website I can shop from that customers cannot, just because I signed up as an advisor. And that was really awesome because I didn't have to build a team to get those perks. I literally could just do my own thing and just reap the rewards, the bottom line rewards. And over time I was like, okay, I want to do a little more. And so I started selling more people. I started, good morning, Vicki, thanks for hopping on. And I just learned a lot of things along the way. And so eventually my, Falling Apart Jamaica book are now becoming these beautiful albums that you can see kind of in the background over there. I have them down here now. And I don't know, being an advisor is so rewarding. One of the biggest things for me was, okay, are there quotas? Because I can't do that. I'm a poor, young, married woman who cannot afford to pay out of pocket because I didn't make enough sales, for the month or the quarter. There are no quotas in Creative Memories. And I've never heard of this, you guys. Like, every company I joined, or that I was looking into, I didn't join any other companies, had a quota. They're like, oh, you just have to have 500 every quarter, which doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're a poor, early married girl, you're like, what if I need groceries? What if we need propane? What if, so that was a huge selling point for me. And I'm on here today to share with you because there's a join offer right now that is just going gangbusters. So if you have been thinking about becoming an advisor, or you are an advisor and you love this join gift, what I tell you is try to sign a team member and then you can get the bag. I'm hoping it becomes available later too, but there's no promises. So right now, Creative Memories is offering this amazing tote, you guys, and I'm joking when I say this is my bestie, but this is my new bestie, okay? It fits a 12 by 12 album and more. Right now, inside of here, I have like one of the bigger 12 by 12 albums I've ever made. I like pushed it to the limit on pages on that one. And it fits with plenty of room to spare. So I love this bag. I'm obsessed with it. And I bring it with me everywhere right now. It fits my laptop and everything I need. I could take this to a weekend crop. And it fits everything. So there's little pockets in here. There's this cool key thing so I don't lose my keys in the bottom of it. And not only this, you also get like the advisor page kit, which is how you really grow a business, is by having beginner classes. And those page kits are key. You show them to people that don't scrapbook because you're like not creative, right? And you go, but look at this page kit. It literally tells you what to do, and it's amazing. And then you also get a bundle of catalogs with it. So that's an amazing offer right now, and I had to share that because there are so many people that are going crazy over this bag. And so I was like, I'd be doing you a disservice if I didn't tell you about my story of being an advisor and what it all entailed. And I've kind of touched on this already, but if you guys have questions, go ahead and pop those in the comments as you watch it. And if you're watching the replay, I'll try to keep checking the comments. That way I can go back and answer your questions, but I'm hoping to cover a lot today. So why I love Creative Memories. Number one was no quotas thing. Like, there's absolutely no minimums, no quotas ever. Yeah, like, you can do more because you're like, oh, if you sell this much this quarter, you'll get a bonus, So if say I sell $2,000 in a year or in a month, I get a $100 bonus credit from CM, which is cool. It's usually a fun surprise, so that doesn't happen often for me. Or if my team has $2,000 in sales for a month, I get $100 back, So building a team is really beneficial, but you don't have to. That's the thing. You don't have to do any of that. You can literally be an advisor, reap perks at the bottom level and still love it, So I also love that there's no risk really. And I say that, with the caveat, you do get a 1099. Okay, so if you sell so much, you get a 1099. So you'd have to work that out with your tax guy, but that's really the only risk involved. But I can re-up every year, or I could choose next year. I'm like, you know what? It's not for me anymore. I just don't re-up the next year, and I'm done. I don't have to do anymore. I could come re-up in a year later if I want, and it's fine. I'd be starting at level 1 again. But all you do to get out is just not re-up every year. So I love that because people don't feel like they're stuck. There's no, what do they call that? Like the competition clause thing where you can't like sell other things when you're with CM. There's none of that. Like I think Stampin' Up has that, and I'm not bashing these other companies, I'm just saying they don't have that structure here. So you can literally run your business how you want. I love Brenda Rose. She's one of the current CM advisors I met in Mexico, and she used to sell close to my heart. and close to my heart close, she joined CM with her team. And she is mixing and mashing so much stuff right now. It's crazy, and I love it. I'm like, holy cow, look how she used that ink. Maybe I could use ink, you know? And so it's just neat because CM doesn't like throw a fit about that. They're just like, that's so cool that you're using your creative resources, you know? And as a result, CM's also looking into inks, you know? And so they're always listening as well. And I love that. The other thing, of course, is incentive trips, and that's more for a higher level advisor, like someone who's working their business. However, I've been drawn twice now, and to get to that tier, all you have to do is sign one other advisor per year, and I somehow have been drawn twice, and I've been to Mexico twice, and it's been amazing. Now, say I really want to go to Jamaica next year, I need to sign 4 advisors in a year, and in our area that can be tough, but I'm learning to reach beyond our community, and get to know more people. And that's why I do these videos, that's why I do YouTube, that's why, you know, that's why I'm building in that way. And so, here's to Jamaica. I have a Jamaica book here from high school. I'm hoping to make, you know, a new and improved Jamaica book for next year. So I love the incentive trips. Those are more than just like a relaxation time. They're like a conference, you guys. Like, you don't go to like workshops and stuff, but you do get a product preview. And I literally, within a 2-hour van ride to Chichen Itza, which is like a Mayan ruin, took 2 hours, 2.5 hours to get there, and everyone in the van was so enthralled with, what do you do in your business? How do you do this? And it was like such an engaging conversation. I learned so much. And any other company I've ever worked for, or any other job I've had, I don't want to sit in a van and talk about it. Like, I'm just like, I don't really want to talk about work. We all wanted to talk about work. So that was really cool. And these are people I didn't know. Like, I knew one person in the van, and at that point I know, you know, my roommate and stuff, but it was just neat. So incentive trips are a big one. There are tons of back office tools for you. They want you to succeed, and they want you to set the goals you want to set. And I'm actually just going to show you guys, because this is for behind the scenes, right? So here's my Creative Memories website. Whoops. I just log in, and I go to Advisor HQ, because that's on my thing since I'm an advisor. And there's like all these resources. Sorry, there's a glare. There's a window in front of me. Like for National Scrapbook Day, I just click this, and it took me to a whole page. Here's how you run your event. Here's some tools you can use. Here are the products that are available. Here's some flyers you can print. Here's what you can earn if you do this. It's amazing. They throw so many tools at you, and you can choose to use them all or none at all. So it's really cool what they provide. There's also, I'm trying to find it. There's also a place on here called My Resources, and on here they have event support. They have marketing tools. That's where all the flyers go for products that are just launched or previous ones. They have logos and forms. You can get customer order forms on there. You can get so many things. Tips and training. There are trainings. They will train you. So there's so much, and it can be overwhelming, but if you take it a chunk at a time, it's amazing. Another thing I love is the My Reports, and this is pretty much an area that shows you like how many sales you've had, where you're landing this year versus last year. And so it's just really cool. It tells me how many trip points I have right now and where I need more points, where my group sales are. So there's so many resources in the back office. It's crazy. And again, you can choose to use them all or not. The next thing I love is the exclusive products. There's an entire section on the CM website for advisors only that you can buy stuff from, you guys. And I literally, when I log in, there's a little button here that says advisor exclusives. I click on that, and it takes me to an entire page on the website of things only advisors can buy. How cool is that? And that's an advisor perk. So while I love to buy my customers things from that site, it's also kind of like, it's hard because you're like, oh, I don't want to dishonor other advisors who are using these as prizes again, you know. So I will, depending on the thing. But it's just one of the perks of being an advisor, right? And so I think there's a lot of like animosity, like, well, why don't customers get that? You know, and it's like, sign up to be an advisor, you know. So I don't know. It's just, what's the point of being an advisor if you don't have the perks, right? So I also love the fact that we get an email every Friday that says, here's what's coming Monday. No customers get that. And we choose to share that if we want. I do every time, of course, because duh. But every Friday we get an email, and I'm literally sitting there going, it's almost 1 o'clock, the email's coming. And I like to see what's coming the next Monday. And I get a little sneak peek at, oh, look what's dropping Monday. So-and-so's going to love this. I better send that to her or whatever. So there's that as well. And so I could go on and on, you guys, about all the perks that CM offers, but I would be here all day, literally all day. So to join, let's just get down to it. I haven't had any comments or questions. So to join, it's $49 every year. When you first sign up, you get $50 back, though. So they're literally paying you $1 to sign up, and you get $50 to use on anything on the site. You can put it toward a bundle, you can put it toward the trimmer, you can put it toward catalog, you can put it toward anything you want. And it's like a free $50 credit for CM. And you also get that join gift. Right now it's a fabulous bag I showed you and a couple other little goodies. In your first order, they'll send that right to you. You get that $50 right off the bat. As soon as you sign up, there'll be a code in your account. When you go to checkout, you're like, yeah, apply that $50. That's great. It's so easy to use. And if you hit level 2 in 60 days, you also get another $100 in credits. So it's like a no-brainer. Like, no quotas, you get cash handed back to you, you get this fabulous join gift. There's literally no strings. Like, there's literally no catch. Like, you literally pay $49, get $50, and then you could turn around and get $100. And right now, I'm doing a personal offer if you join. I feel like a sales ad right now. I hate being salesy. But if you join with me, you will get $25 from me to use on the CM site if you hit level 2 in 60 days as well. So you'll get $125 when you hit level 2 within 60 days. If you go beyond 60 days, I can't offer you that. And that's only if you sign up to be an advisor by June 30. So if that is something you're interested in, I would love to talk more. But you guys, there's no catch. Literally no catch. I think so many people get so scared when they say, oh, join my business. Because they're like, I don't want a business. I don't want to deal with quotas. I don't want to deal with that. There's nothing. There's no catch. Like, it's literally risk-free. You could try it this year for the $49, get all those perks for a year, and I'd be like, next year, you know what? It's not for me. I'm not going to sign up again. That's fine. That's exactly what they're going for. So they just want you to try it. And if you have any worries or questions, I'm here to answer those. I would love to answer those. You'd actually be doing me a favor by signing up too, because it helps me get to Jamaica next year. And if you want to grow a business, you could easily be in Jamaica with me. So it's just all about, the coaching, and they offer coaching calls. Someone from CM will call you and have a call with you to coach you through things. If you ask for free, it's part of your commission or it's part of your fee. So I love that, and I love the support. There's also a close to my heart join offer right now. If you were a former close to my heart person and you had a pretty sizable business going, you had a team, CM is offering to turn around and offer you the same amount you were making before. That way, because I know that was devastating for a lot of people when those doors closed. I can't even imagine if CM closed your doors. It would wreck me, because this is my full-time job. So I know CM wants to turn around and say, hey, we want to help. How can we get you back to crafting? How can we get you back into doing what you love? And they're offering a little something. You need to reach out to them by May 31st, I believe, end of May, to get in on that offer. So what you do is join, and then you'd email them and someone will contact you. So I'll walk you through that process too. But other than that, you guys, I just really want to portray how cool it is to work for CM. They are a thriving business. I got to talk to so many people on home office, including Allison herself, our CEO, and they're gangbusters right now. They're doing amazing. I mean, we're going to Mexico. We're doing all these things. They're a very smart company. They know when to offer perks and not, to whatever tiers, because they know if they offer it too low, they're going to go down. So for crying out loud, that's why you work a business. So if you have any questions, please reach out. If you're watching the replay, post your comments. If you're on my YouTube, like and subscribe. That way you get more updates. But I hope to be talking to you soon, and I hope this helped. Let me know if you need anything else. But thank you for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you and the support you've given me, and I just love all of you. So thank you so much. I hope you guys have a great day. Happy Mother's Day.